Hmm. Hmm. Put our thinking hat on real quick.
Now, President Trump says he likes the idea of giving some of the savings from DOGE back to Americans as kind of a dividend. Would you support that?
Listen, he's just telling a lie. He's not the one that had anything to do with the $1,200 refunds that people had during the midst of COVID that was done by a Democratic House and Democratic Senate. Right now, what they're going to do is say, hey, we want to give you a refund, but Congress won't let us because they already know that there's just no money for that. The only reason that those refunds came before was because we were living in different times. This was a time in which hopefully we won't ever go through again.
That's the only time that they reference that the pandemic was a very different time. The only time when it comes to inflation and all the other stuff, they never want to reference how
we had a once in a lifetime pandemic. The bad part is that I don't know if it's once in a lifetime because we know that Ebola, unfortunately, was detected right here in New York here recently. And if we continue down this road of getting rid of scientists or deciding that we don't want to rely on experts as it relates to what they're telling us to do, or we don't want to deal with vaccines and medicine in this country, then we may be facing not only our next pandemic, but our next 2, 3, or 4 pandemics because of their incompetence. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
What? Actually, hold on, y'all. Let me get my voice back. And, restore my gender real quick. No, that just threw me off right there at the end. You're going to sit there and tell people whom don't have it nowhere near as good as you that $5,000, what can that do for you? I'm not saying that it's a lifetime lump sum worth of money, nor am I saying that this will extend for a crazy period of time. But that's several months of bills for some people. That's several months of mortgage for your boy. That's about 3 months right there. You know what? You killing me? Are you kidding me? Somebody said, no kidding. She's an embarrassment to Texans, racist and hypocrite. Dem Congresswoman suggests Black Americans should be exempt from taxes as a form of reparations. Oh, I told y'all I can get behind the dividends reparations, even though, it's not official or nothing like that. But that right there, man. Now, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett suggests exempting blacks from taxes is the reparations that she wants. I want y'all to hear her say it from her mouth. She then says maybe it's not the best idea because many blacks don't pay taxes anyway.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity. And I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket. But at the same time,
but ain't nobody in the business of giving up
time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people
pulling up with the foreign cars and the Brazilian wax wavy, the what you call them, broomstick eyelashes? I don't know why I just threw a straight at the broomstick eyelashes. That had nothing. Anyhow, the Jordans, the expensive this and expensive that. What did you say?
All the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if
Perry,
if you do the no tax thing for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really exactly.
They may want those checks like they got during COVID.
Exactly.
Now the reason why I said Tyler Perry, I know y'all like, what? The reason why I said that was because I'm like, yo, you're sitting there insinuating that black people somehow so we live in some sort of caveman era where we just don't have you sound like Kathy Hochul in terms of saying we don't know what a computer is. Basically, we don't have access to a computer and all that. Like, that's basically what you're saying. Like, we're not capable of achieving things, of achieving success without the aid of the government, which, you know what I'm saying, she concludes to be the white man or the white people, because she only wants black people not to have to pay. Man, they stole from all of us. All of us pay taxes, bro. What are we talking about? Now, I'm not telling you how to feel or how to think. You watch the 2 videos for yourself. And they said these Democrats are screaming the loudest about Elon Musk and DOGE because of how much money they're making right here. Ilhan Omar, 83 million. Chuck Schumer, 75. Elizabeth Warren, 73. Adam Schiff, 60 million. Jamie Raskin, 20 million. Hakeem Jeffries, 17. Cory Booker, Jasmine Crockett. Cory's 14. Jasmine is 10 million. These people who've been living large off taxpayer dollars while pretending to fight for the lower and middle class. I'm sorry, these are the people who've been living off the taxpayer dollars while pretending to fight for the lower and middle class. Their salaries are around $200K, but their net worth shot up into the millions. How do you explain that? Now, we know Donald Trump had a Black History Month event at the White House. I hadn't seen CNN and anybody report on it just yet. I'm curious to see what Joy Reid, curious to see what The View. Like, these are the moments where we don't like these shows, but these are the moments where we looking for. We're looking to hit a response to something like that, because there wasn't a lot of coverage. I'll explain that in a minute, though. But I want to show y'all just facts, okay? That's it. I ain't going to say and try to convince you on how to feel. You judge it for how you want to judge it. President Trump funded for the next 10 years. Funded HBCUs for the next 10 years, and Biden took it all back. This was a post that was posted October 7th in 2021. Right here. Trump signs bill restoring funding to Black colleges. This was December 19, 2019. Biden budget cuts $30 billion in funding for Black colleges. Right there. This is the man. Nobody criticized nothing this man did from the Black community. Very specifically, we held him up in high regard, and he said this.
Not a joke. And Kamala and I have a constant fight. She says Howard's the best. I said Delaware State's the best. But that's because after I got my start.
And Crooked Joe Biden falsely claimed again that he started out at Delaware State, an HBCU. The university has confirmed that Biden has not attended DSU. Y'all remember the same Black people talk about representation, you know what I'm saying? Talk about reparations, and talk about being left behind, and talking about how we all don't get opportunity or have the same opportunities. Remember, Mississippi Valley State had the opportunity, a Black band had the opportunity to perform on a stage in front of millions. So proud of the HBCU students from HBCU of Valley State who performed for Trump's inauguration celebration. Can't believe people.
Mississippi. Look at them handling their business. Everybody's standing for them. And you people didn't want them to show up? Are you serious? All right, y'all, go. They handling their business. They got the crowd standing. This is historical.
Amen to that.
And you people didn't want these kids out here. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Aaron and I are talking here. One notable fact, apparently, about NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, a graduate of this HBCU. Thank you to our photojournalist producer for.
Melania had to stand up for him. And our own people were against this. Shame on you. Shame on you.
One thing we're noticing.
Be your own people, man. Be your own people. Be your own people, dog. I'm so happy to see them there, for sure. Betty J. Rumble said that, and it brought tears to my eyes. She also added, they were amazing, for sure. Look at that, man. Out there crushing it. Out there crushing it, man. Talk about black excellence. Now, can you imagine if Kamala was in office right now? Everything DOGE and Elon Musk is currently exposed. Times that by 4 more years. Our country would be run to the ground. But I'm going to let her repeat that.
Can you imagine if Kamala Harris was in office right now? Everything DOGE has currently exposed, times that by 4 more years. Our country would be run to the ground, allegedly. Overseas spending, women's rights actually being taken away, and our borders would be wide open. Open invitation, allegedly. Also, Kamala's word salad is still going strong. Hearing her talk to that Broadway group made me so thankful that she is not our president. Also, did y'all realize that she does not wear her infamous pearl earrings anymore? If you know, you know. Every interview, every press conference, every talking thing she was on, those earrings would be right alongside her. Guess she doesn't like the way they look anymore. I can't find a single video or picture with her wearing those infamous earrings. I guess they were just her favorite presidential candidate earrings. All that to say, words cannot express my gratitude that President Trump is our current president. Trump has sacrificed his time and his life, yes, his life, to this country, and I am forever thankful for that. America is back, baby.
Yes, we are. Shout out to Spill the Tea 5507 on TikTok. Make sure y'all go give her a shout out. She was definitely spot on. Shout out to Tony X2 for posting that for us to enjoy. Imagine if she actually would have won, though. Black History Month would have been something that would have been real colorful at the White House. I would say that. Tariq Nasheed posted, Trump is creating monuments honoring several foundational Black American heroes. Y'all remember we covered this yesterday. Kobe Bryant, Martin Luther King Jr., Frederick Douglass, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Harriet Tubman, and others. But the Democrats said Trump was going to cancel Black History Month. Nah, you know what got declined? Them race cars. Yeah. Yeah, you better cash those race cars, them race checks in 2025. Now, I want to go ahead and take it back to Stephen Miller again because he, at the press conference with Caroline Leavitt, gave the Democrats another simple education lesson on how government works and why Elon Musk is authorized to do what he does.
It's true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, just one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. So Americans vote for radical FBI reform, and FBI agents say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote for radical reform on our energy policies, but EPA bureaucrats say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote to end DEI, racist DEI policies, and lawyers of the Department of Justice say they don't want to change. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
That's it. That's it. I like what Tandy added to this. You can hate Trump. You can hate his appointees. You can hate the electors and the Electoral College. You can hate Stephen Miller and all he stands for, but you cannot argue the following 104 seconds. Amen to that. When I tell you, he completely crushed it. Just breaking it down, the common sense law. Like, look, this is what we voted for. Now, to laugh to keep from crying. Al Berry Comedy posted this.
You have no right to take away Social Security benefits from millions of Americans over 120 years old. That's right. It's a constitutional crisis. That's right, Maxine. It's a threat to our democracy.
Chuck, there's clearly evidence of fraud happening in Social Security. How else do you explain the checks going to people 140 years old? Who are these people supposed to be, vampires?
Not exactly. But the answer is actually much simpler than fraud. You see, there are things in this world, dead things, many of them relying heavily on disability checks.
Chuck, if dead people are receiving disability checks, that's fraud.
Let's just say because someone is dead, that doesn't mean they're no longer eligible for Social Security.
Are you guys trying to say they're ghosts receiving benefits?
It's the only logical explanation besides fraud, which is clearly unlikely.
Can you prove it to me?
Yes, we can. Meet us at the Congressional Cemetery tonight at midnight. Maybe once you meet someone who depends on Social Security checks, you'll change your mind about cutting them off. Go ahead, Elizabeth. Right. Stopping fraud in Social Security is somehow anti-democracy. Who dares disturb my gay kissing? Oh, it's you. Where the hell is my Social Security check? I have bills to pay, you know. I'm working on it, Benjamin. You see, Elon, without Social Security payments, homosexual ghosts like Benjamin Martin can't afford to eat.
Wait a minute.
You're stopping my benefits because you think it's impossible to be 130? I'm 287 years old. You must be an idiot. Thank God I have highly ethical geniuses like Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer to watch my back, or who knows what else you do.
Oh my gosh. That right there. That was something that we needed right there. Don't know who did this, but it's hilarious. I'm going to go ahead and say this for the next video. FAFO. Yes, that's right. It's a constitutional crisis. What judge reportedly blocked Trump. Anywho, let me not get too far off from the topic here today. Let's just go ahead and move on. It's all about the money with these Democrats, y'all. You want me to prove it?
$1 billion, $33 billion for Rosa DeLaRusso, Jerry Connolly, a lot of folks know him, $59 billion. And the leader himself, Hakeem Jeffrey, $91 billion. Look, to their state.
In politics, money is power. If you're getting money for your state, you're making your constituents in your state happy. That's who's voting for you. That's how you keep your job. Mm-hmm. So when somebody comes along, and Elon Musk famously on stage yesterday with the chainsaw, the point is he's there to make big changes. But the folks who count on the cash flowing year after year hate it. Now, they're going to have good reasons why they like all these spending programs. No doubt they're out there saying it. But the point is, they don't want that system to change because that system works for them.
I understand that they're going to get pressure from the stakeholders in this state. But when I'm talking with people, average day folks in the country, of all political persuasions, they like to cut it because they're wondering why they aren't receiving some of these funds.
There's an intuition, and it's right. This money isn't their money, and it's not the government's money. It's taxpayer money, right? Every improper payment, every check that goes to somebody who doesn't deserve it, every check that puts somebody on dependency for the government, taxpayers know that's their money, and they don't want to do that. They want somebody looking out for this, somebody who cares about what we call the improper stuff. That's DOGE.
And this is what...
Professor, breaking it all down. I'm sure you're going to be talking about this on your show.
Oh, you know.
And this is why you have people like Maxine Waters, you have the Adam Schiffs, you have Jasmine Crockett out here shaking and in panic mode, also trying to spew this rhetoric that somehow Elon Musk and Donald Trump is doing, and DOGE is doing is somehow unethical and unheard of, something that's being introduced that's new. Like, I want to know where my money is going. As somebody said in a video on Twitter, I can't remember who, they said, look, if somebody come and sit you down and show you like, look, these people are robbing you, that is not your enemy. Don't let this world confuse you. That is not an enemy. Somebody said, how much percentage of the money to the states went straight into their pockets? This is the reason why they don't want DOGE to be looking into their funds. But let's go ahead and center it back on to the Black History topic with Donald Trump. I didn't really see a lot of media, left-wing media cover it. I seen some left-wing media like headline that we got to, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
It's interesting. It's currently Black History Month, and CNN nor MSNBC are even reporting that Donald Trump is hosting a bunch of black intellectuals and black enlightenment. He's actually throwing a whole event at the White House right now, celebrating people like Frederick Douglass, who he loves to mention all the time, Martin Luther King, Tiger Woods is there, and, even Kodak Black is there for whatever reason. Rod Wave is there, whole bunch of celebrities and people that have passed on, like Martin Luther King. He's talking about giving a statue. And they're not even reporting this? It's almost like they're doing this on purpose.
Of course.
But I don't know.
That right there is unapologetic news. I appreciate him for covering that for sure. I mean, covering that perspective. It definitely speaks to the media's agenda. They want to continue to put Donald Trump in this racist, white supremacist light. This right here, showing this and what he's doing and everything that he said on their platforms immediately debunks what they preach every single day. So it's not ironic as to why they wouldn't have shown this.
Thanks as well to Congressman John James. Where's John James? Is here. Hi, John. How are you? It's a star, young star. I knew that 5 years ago, right, John? I sort of predicted it. And I'm really proud to say that we now have more black Republicans serving in the U.S. House than at any time since 1870. That's a long time, 1870. So thank you very much.
John James also added, my father grew up across the street from Mississippi State and couldn't attend a school because he is black. Today, his son is the only black congressman representing Michigan in our nation's capital. Thank you, President Donald Trump, for the opportunity to celebrate my father's story and success, the American dream. I look forward to continuing the fight to protect the dream for future generations. Stop Socialist Tyranny says, what an incredible story of progress and perseverance, John James, a true American success story. Right below that, Terry says, congratulations, now following you. So happy to see people of color in our party. MAGA is not the old GOP party of, let me start that over. I butchered it. MAGA is not the old GOP party of old. We're still conservative, but America first and mediocrity and our cornerstones. Amen to that. For sure, man. Now, this right here is the famous picture they got posted. But y'all see, oh, my fault. Y'all see who reposted it and what they said? All of those black people are considered the help by Roland Martin. He probably called them dumb N-words all through. I ain't seen no updated cast of his and nothing like that, but I can guarantee you a couple things. I'm pretty sure he called them dumb N-words in some way, shape, or form. Told them that they were uneducated and being duped or brainwashed, or they've been tricked and bamboozled. Somehow they don't know the facts or nothing. And I can guarantee you he didn't offer any solution. However, my guy King Randall responded to his post saying, I still propose a, charity boxing match with Roland Martin, and proceeds can go to the charity of his choice. Thanks. I would love to see that. And it's only a matter of time before the likes of a Roland Martin gets wind of this channel in any way, shape, or form. And he's going to try to own it any way he could, too. I don't really know about his channel. I don't know about that channel. I'll make him 30 million views a month. What he's getting. They posted this. You mean this guy? Don't waste your time. Dialano Squires posted, Roland Martin, you dance for white liberals and vote like a black feminist. No one in the room cares what you say. Now, he did, Roland Martin, did have some back and forth in his comment section. JV said, and who are you? Roland Martin said, someone way more important than you. Also, I blocked dumps who use the N-word. Bro, you say you don't say NIGGA, but you use NEGRO all the time as if it's some sort of sophisticated way of saying it. Right wing Angel chimed in. If a Republican said the same thing about a group of black supporters, you would be calling them racist. Keep that same energy, sir. I know that's right. Rico Lindsay said, what did they do to be disrespected like this? This looks like a great representation of our people at the White House to me. Roland responded, a newt would say something this stupid. Somebody responded to Roland saying, how disgraceful are you? The ladies are gorgeous. Yes. Having a great time. You are jealous. He says, go to hell. Hold on. It gets funnier. It's more. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go down to this one. I feel like, no, I'm going to go to these two. Jesus, Roland, this is sick even for you. He told her to go to hell. This guy who's a God-fearing man telling people to go to hell because they don't believe in what he believes in. Isn't it, I don't know if he's a Christian. I'm just making an assumption here. But aren't you supposed to be merciful? When I like patience with people, especially in my comment section, I always remember somebody saying to me, no, not nobody saying to me. I actually looked it up. I was on AI Grok, and I was like, why am I so angry sometimes? And I know better, but I want to marinate in that anger for whatever reason because my ego, yada, yada. Like, what is some advice to, be more forgiving, not only of myself, but to other people in those instances? And it referred me to some scripture, and I'm paraphrasing. It summed up to just think about the mercy of God and think about how many times you mess up and you do things that God is probably looking at you like, oh my gosh, like, come on, you knew better, but you still decided to roll through with it. And God still chose to show mercy and things of that nature. I'm saying all this to say, you just gonna sit there and tell her to go to hell like that? Dang, shorty. Now, this right here, you could have matched the energy with. Shut the F up and go tap dance for Hillary, you fat bee. Ooh, woo. Now, that was some, Rob wasn't playing with him. He got 100,000 likes. I said 100,000. 1,000 likes off of that. But Roland replied with, yeah, mama likes it. Somebody said, Zeke, I like this one the best. Nah. We were the main event. Must be hard realizing that your irrelevance is settling in. Yes, he was mad that he wasn't invited. I think that's the case. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I think he just mad that he wasn't invited. You know what I mean? But regardless of that, I think that what we seen here today with Roland Martin, with Jasmine Crockett, with
now, President Trump says
left-wing media not posting any of what we seen going on with Black history is a testament as to why they continue to tank in rankings and people continue to get laid off. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today, and I'm going to catch you in the next video. Oh, before I go, I want to shout out my members, man. We got some members that signed up. Hold up. U.S. Air Force vet. Thank you for signing up today. I really appreciate your support on this channel and all of y'all for the lovely donations, all of the lovely sentiments. I'm reply to as many comments as I possibly can, especially the ones who are not saying that I want you to just continue to show love for me to reply, but I try to make it a point to make sure that anybody who's intentionally saying that they're receiving some sort of breakthrough through my content, I try to make sure I connect with y'all. So y'all be safe. Again, go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. And again, I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace.